So stop me if you've heard this one before. Moana, the headstrong daughter of her village's chieftain, tries to save her dying island by convincing a reluctant demigod, Maui, played by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, to return the mythical heart of Te Fiti to where it rightfully belongs. Sounds familiar, right? Well, that's because it was already made by Disney in, of course, the animated classic Moana. And if you're considering going to see this live-action version of Moana this weekend, you need to ask yourself, do you want anything fresh or new from the experience? If the answer is yes, then you can safely skip this. On the other hand, if you just want to see Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson reprise his role as Maui in live action, quality be damned, then by all means have at it. But for the rest of us, this live-action, well, kinda, remake is another pointless retread. Disney's been full stream ahead on all live-action remakes since Alice in Wonderland was a major hit 16 years ago, but that movie had Tim Burton as its director and wasn't just a copy and paste version of the original. The more recent ones have tried to be literal carbon copies, increasingly with diminishing returns, and Moana might just be the one that makes them reconsider this strategy, as moving it to live action wrings out all the charm of the original. It's weird to say, but the animated version of Moana almost feels more real than this redux, as when you watch an animated movie, you simply buy into the world. You don't have to worry about CGI, unconvincing face replacements, or even muscle-bound bodysuits, all of which are featured here. The film marks the unceremonious theatrical debut of director Thomas Kail, who helmed the original stage version of Hamilton, as well as the underrated Fosse Verdun limited series. He does a very workmanlike job with a movie that could have used some personality, but when you're doing a straight-up adaptation, literally scene for scene, there's really not a lot of room to maneuver. Dwayne Johnson has fun as Maui, but the muscle suit is distracting, and it would have been better had they just used his actual body, as it's not like the guy isn't built. Paired with some unconvincing locks, Johnson seems less than his larger-than-life self. He's effortlessly charismatic, but there's nothing especially memorable in his live-action redo of the character. At least Catherine Lagaʻaia, who plays Moana, doesn't have to replay a role that she already did. And while she's fine, she's still playing a very thinly written character, which is fine for an animated kids movie, but doesn't really work in a live-action epic. It also doesn't help that so much of the film is littered with CGI. While they shot on location in some beautiful places, a lot of the film takes place on water, and that part feels really fake. The CGI monsters also seem less convincing in live action than they did in animation, but what kills the movie is its flat look. The animated original was eye-popping at times, but this has the same flat digital look that has marred every Disney movie for the last decade or so. It's shot by Oscar Farah, who is of course J.A. Bayona's go-to cinematographer, but there really aren't any memorable shots, with this looking like a movie that was shot with an eye on streaming. Even if you have kids who want a day out at the movies, I'd wager you could do better than this Moana remake simply by throwing the original on, or even taking them to see something else. When the 7th Minions movie seems way more original by comparison, something has definitely gone awry. This may prove to be a costly flop for all involved. I give it a pretty bad 4 out of 10.
What? Is there something in my teeth?
Thank you for clicking on our video, everybody. If you like what you saw here, make sure you like the video and subscribe and share with your friends who like this sort of content. We're an independent company, and we appreciate all of your support.